Joining us in studio is the chief sponsor of that same-sex marriage bill. He is Kumar Barve, Majority Leader of the Maryland House of Delegates. He's a Democrat from Montgomery County. Kumar Barve, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Mr. Majority Leader, as I mentioned, you were the chief sponsor of that same-sex marriage bill that died in the State House. What do you see as the way forward on that issue, and where does the governor now fit into it?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here, and let me say that the bill passed in the Senate. The Majority Leader in the Senate was a sponsor on that side. It came up 2 votes short in the House of Delegates. You know, I think everybody in Annapolis acknowledges the fact that with the full support of a governor, you can get an additional 3 or 4 votes, and I feel confident that that's what's going to happen. A couple of things. A, the governor is completely behind it, and I'm very happy that he's taken over the prime sponsorship of the legislation. But also, I think in society generally, opinions are changing with respect to marriage equality or same-sex marriage. I think that a public that as recently as 5 years ago was very skeptical about the concept is now much, much more supportive. And I'm confident that we'll have the votes in the House and the Senate next year, and it will, in fact, get signed by the governor.
A number of people, commentators, have said that Maryland is the governor was virtually embarrassed into taking a stronger stand because he saw what Andrew Cuomo did in New York, and who marshaled lobbying efforts, spent months working on it. What will Governor O'Malley do other than saying he's for it? How does he build the support that you expect him to build?
Well,
what does he do?
Well, first of all, let me just say this about people and their support for marriage equality. I think virtually every straight person in America has gone on a little bit of a journey on this. I think all of us have been considering this in our minds for a great number of years. I came to the side of supporting this 4 or 5 years ago. Our speaker actually came to it relatively recently, Mike Bush, and he understands the issues and he's very supportive of it as well. And I think Governor O'Malley was one of the many people who's made that transition of accepting this as a good civil rights measure. Now, the governor, the governor of the state of Maryland is the most respected Democrat in the state of Maryland. He's certainly the most powerful Democrat in the state of Maryland, most powerful individual. And you would be amazed at how persuasive when the top guy, in this case it's a guy, how persuasive the top guy can be. And one thing I will say, that we didn't have a recorded vote in the House of Delegates last year. We put the bill back in committee, and I would say there are 4 or 5 members of the House who are genuinely undecided, who at that point were genuinely undecided on the issue.
Of those, how many were in Prince George's County? Were there 2 in Prince George's County at least?
You know what? I would rather not go into details such as those, but there were at least 5 and maybe 6 who were genuinely undecided.
And a lot of those 5 or 6, or I think a majority of those 5 or 6, were from socially conservative districts. Some of them African American.
Mm-hmm. That's why I mentioned Prince George's County.
But not all. I mean,
that's true.
I mean, for example, here's something that you would not ordinarily anticipate. I have many friends who are anti-abortion. They're pro-life on the abortion issue, and yet they support marriage equality. This is an issue that cuts in ways that are a little unexpected. I mean, it's a complex and different issue from the typical social issues that we have.
What I was getting to is, what conversations have you had with those members of your party, the ones who pulled their support, about this issue since the session wrapped up?
Which ones? Are you talking about people who are undecided? The
people who seem to be undecided, but who at the last minute, when you were expecting their support, pulled their support.
Well, I mean, a couple of them, one in particular felt that we should broaden the protections for religious organizations. Another one decided that she just wasn't there emotionally yet. And this is, as I said, it's an emotional issue that people have to really process for a great deal of time. And, this is really the first time the bill was really seriously considered in the Maryland General Assembly. And I think introducing a bill in January and having it debated in February and March is probably not enough time for a lot of people to really go through it. Now, as a result of what happened last year, I think every person, not just the people who are undecided, every person has been giving a lot of time and thought and emotional soul-searching to this issue. And I think by the time we get to our General Assembly session in January, I think people will pretty much know where they are.
If you would like to join join the conversation with Kumar Barve. He is Majority Leader of the Maryland House of Delegates. Call us at 800-433-8850.